Hey everybody, it's Safi and Marco Dish Out on Movies! Oh god, that sounded super drunk. I promise I'm not drunk, but I have a really bad headache. This is the only movie review show on YouTube review movies in terms of food. Okay, intro done. It's just Marco here. Ah, god. What a headache this episode. Oh my god. Oh, God. Oh. Oh. This was torture. Oh my god, the torture is never gonna end. I feel so bad for Safi having to watch the whole thing in one sitting. Oh my god, that would be like a Nightmare on Elm Street. Oh. So I'm here to review Tell Me Your Secrets, Episode 9. Gotcha! Where do I even begin with this episode? I mean, who wrote this? Who the hell wrote this crap? Who wrote this as a script and gave it to their boss and said, "Hey, boss, here's my script, episode 9. You can't even. Oh my god. Who thought this would be good? Who thought this would work? There's so many stupid, dumb, shitty things that happen. The logic, the jumps in logic. This almost broke me. I am scared shitless for what is going to happen next episode. I am freaking out. And they can use that too. You know, Amazon, if you want to use my quotes, you can use that. You know, quote, who wrote this? Quote, by Marco from Safi and Marco Dish Out on Movies on YouTube. Or, I am freaking out. Quote, I am scared shitless for what's going to happen in the next episode. Quote, from Marco. You can use those if you want, because... Okay, so let's begin. Let's begin somewhere. Where do I begin? The good okay, well, I'll say that Peter's wife is good. I like her character. I think that she was good in this episode. And then also John and Emma, aka Karen. I don't know what to call her because, you know, she's supposed to be a witness protection and she's supposed to have a new identity, and yet it's like she's going back to being Karen again. And it's like, if you're in witness protection, you're in witness protection. And so I don't know what to call her. Like, do I call her Karen? Do I call her Emma? Let's just call her Emma. What was I saying about Emma? Oh yeah, her and John are in some scenes together, and you know something really funny? They're married, or they're together in real life. I don't know if they're married or not, but I read that on IMDb, and they have really good chemistry. And watching them together was like a treat. It was like, you know, these two work really well together. And, you know, I bet that's hard, you know, if you're married to work together, to act. You know, if I just imagining it myself, you know, it seems like it'd be really hard. And yet these two just do it really perfectly, actually. And so it's actually really nice to see them together. And but at the same time, it completely works against the scene because he's evil, and they're trying to make him be bad guy, and bad guy working well with good girl does not make good show. So that is a big failure. Huge failure. They work really well together. They fit together. I mean, I was sitting there wondering, like, wow, like, these two really should be together. Like, they really connect. But he's supposed to be like the evil bad guy. You know, just imagine if you were watching Psycho and you were thinking, oh, Norman Bates and Marion, they'd make a really good couple. Like, Norman just, oh my God, it's almost like, oh, are they gonna fuck pretty soon? Like, that would that would not be a good thing. You know, obviously, I know that when you watched that movie at first, it did seem like it would be like a soap opera type of drama movie, but you did get creepy glimpses at him. It was not really like these two, where they just work together like magic. It's like, oh, it's perfect. They're perfect. And that's terrible. That's not what's supposed to happen. That's not how it's supposed to work. And so, let's move on from that. Okay, now let's get to the negatives. Let's talk about Rose Lord. Now, you guys know how nice I've been to Rose Lord the whole season. Partially just because I watched the show, partially to watch her and just to see her act. And she does a really good job playing this type of character. Well, that niceness, that type of kid glove treatment is gonna go away right now, because there's this really cringeworthy scene where, you know, after all these episodes, all these cliffhangers, we finally get to see Rose confront Emma with the truth. And it's like, wow, like a little late, you think? Don't you think, like, now? And so she goes up to Emma, of course, conveniently in the room where apparently Richard Thomas would steal eggs from girls at St. Jerome and then sterilize them if he had to, for some reason. Okay, let's not even touch that yet. And she goes up there and she says, I know, and it's okay, but you really shouldn't be with Tom. You should be with me because I love you. And then Rose starts on Emma, and Emma's like, what the fuck? But then there's this weird flashback where, like, apparently Emma also had an affair with Teresa, because she's kissing Teresa in this, you know, another convenient memory flashback. That was a huge problem. There's so many convenient memory flashbacks, like, oh, that little thing triggered my memory. Oh, that little piece of the puzzle, it just magically triggered because you stepped to the right that way and you moved your finger. That triggered my memory. Like, it's ridiculous. So Rose confronts her, and then of course Emma's like, Rose, calm down, sweetie. I care about you, but as a friend. And then Rose is like, and then Emma's like, I gotta tell you about your dad. Your dad's actually a piece of shit. And it's basically like a ripoff of Twin Peaks, where he is Ben Horn, and then you are Audrey, and you're the dark-haired troublemaker who falls in love with the main character. Oh my God, it's Twin Peaks! They ripped off Twin Peaks too! They ripped off something else! And then Rose is like, don't talk about my daddy! Don't say anything about my daddy! Oh, my daddy, my daddy! And then she runs away. Wow, that was terrible. And that whole scene was cringeworthy. And then, of course, Rose actually just breaks. And she's like, okay, fuck this bitch. I'm gonna get Mary. And so then she finds Mary. And she brings Mary to Louisiana and says, You know something, Mary? Emma's actually a really bad girl because she's hurting girls here too, and you gotta go get her. And then Mary's like, Rose? Oh, yeah, we gotta talk about that too, because that whole event just made this entire season pointless. Okay? Mary never had to hire John in the first place because Rose was already gonna get Mary to come to Louisiana. So that whole story is now pointless. It's pointless. That's insane. Oh, God. Writing. I know, writing is so hard, right? Writing. And so Rose caused all that trouble. She made things extra complicated for these soap opera characters who just can't get out of these little messes that they get into. And then what else happened? Oh. Well, I'm going to check my notes because I don't even, it's just all like a mess of crap that happens. It's like, it's just a vomit out of stuff that happens. And it's like, okay, that happened. That episode happened. Fuck you too, episode. So the main point of this episode is we finally find out the truth. And it's that, number one, Emma was originally supposed to be a victim of her boyfriend who looks like Skeet Ulrich in Scream, which is another thing that I think was purposeful. And so she was supposed to be a victim, and then he tattooed a heart on her instead. And then we find out also that Teresa was actually the killer's partner, and she was his partner all along, and she got jealous of him being with Emma. And this is just cringeworthy storytelling. It's just cringeworthy. It's like, at this point, they realized, oh shit, we done fucked up now. We gotta come up with a twist that's actually good. So they just come up with the most ridiculous, over-the-top, dumb twist, having her be the real villain. So even if she is out there, she's out there as a killer, as an evil biatch who's got to be the villain in a future season. And I just thought that was awful. Because basically it's another agenda thing, because she asks Teresa, what did you do? And she says everything. And it's like, oh, okay. She was the real boss and not the guy. Of course. Cringeworthy. And then what else? Oh, what else? Well, I mean, just the fact that he was starting to fall in love with Emma, that sort of harkens back to the stupid agenda where feminazis think that they can change men. And it's this little myth that feminazis have where they think that they can find a toxic bad man and they can change him and they can make him better. And, like all those teenage girls who obsess over Ted Bundy, and they're like, if I was around with Ted Bundy when he was alive, I could have saved him and I could have made him change and be a good husband to me. And, it's that type of dumbass type of attitude in this episode. And it's sort of talking about that, because basically he would have quit and been with Emma if not for Teresa screwing things up and trying to kill Emma. And then, of course, Emma accidentally kills Teresa, I guess. And we still don't really know, because at this point, that could be another twist that they throw in. Like, oh, she's actually alive. Oh, isn't that cool? Isn't that a fantastically clever twist? No. There's just so many things just so many conveniences and so many stupid little decisions in this episode. Like John, he goes on a date with Emma, and he brings Tom's phone with him. So she texts his phone, and then that's how she finds out that John is a bad guy. Like, come on. Why the hell would you bring Tom's phone? An idiot would bring John's phone. Oh, yeah, then we find out that John actually raped 14 women, which, actually, it should have been that from the start. I mean, that's what I suspected the whole time, as you guys know. But, it's just another men bad agenda. Like, oh, okay, and then the girl the hitchhiker girl, the one where we questioned if he did rape her or not, he raped her too. Because men bad, women good. Even Teresa, she's a killer right now, but I guarantee you she'll have some sort of a reason that just excuses her from the whole thing, because that's what it's been like for all these female characters. Even though they do terrible things, they have a reason for it, so that means it's okay. But then you got like Peter, and he doesn't believe Emma about the St. Jerome house being a bad place, because he's a man. And really the only good guy besides Tom, who, Tom is basically like a side chick in male form. I mean, he's just useless at this point. It would actually be really cool if he came back and I don't know, he kills Emma or something. I don't know. I don't even care. Like, it's just gotten so bad. It's just gotten like they just throw everything around and have fun, just like, ha 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 ha. They're like little kids running around a restaurant causing chaos and just destroying shit for no reason. Like, that's the level of where this show has gotten to. And I feel like it's all because of the bad seeds planted all along. If the seeds planted were good, then this would have ended up being good, probably. That's what happens, is that you plant good seeds and they become good things. Do I have any examples off the top of my head? Not really, because it would probably be too in-depth, and I don't want to make this too long, which I know it'll probably be long anyway, Marco. Yeah, I know. Believe me. And then, what else happened? Well, just the fact that Teresa's the killer now, or that she was actually the real bad guy. It's funny because it's like, you'd think that this would be like an epic twist, but really, I don't care, because what did I say the whole season? I don't care about her. Who cares what happened to her? I never got to know her character at all. She's just this bland side character in the background who, like, looks innocent and looks young, and so it's like, oh, she must have been like a good person because she looks innocent and young. But oh no, she's a bad guy. Like, that doesn't work. So the character that I always hated is now a killer who I hate too. Who cares? Bad writing. I give this episode an F+. The reason is, I would actually say the episode is entertaining, kinda. It's kinda goofy and dumb and over the top. But the reason I give it an F+ is just because of how much it destroys. And how much stuff it goes back on. The fact that Emma was gonna be a victim. But then he fell in love with her. And so, he fell in love. And he was gonna change his ways. But then Teresa, oh no, Teresa was the real boss. Just this awful writing is just enough to give this an F. I don't even care anymore. I don't even want to know what happens, honestly, in the finale. Oh yeah, let's talk about Rose's dad, Body Lord. Body Lord, he is stealing girls' eggs from the St. Jerome house, and he's sterilizing them. And it's so cool because we get to see him do it. And oh wait, I don't want that to be misinterpreted. It's cool because it reminded me a little bit of his character from Tales from the Crypt, and that episode is like one of the best ones because he was just so damn good in it as a villain. And he's a villain now, and we finally know now. And it's funny because the wife of Peter says, "Oh, you've been here a million times and you didn't know who owned this town," and it's like, okay, that's some good world building. Okay, that was another little good thing that they did there, but it was too little, too late, because we've had Rose the whole season. And for having Rose the whole season and then just nothing happening until now, it's plot convenience and it's bad writing. It's bad pacing. The pacing for this show has been the worst pacing of everything the whole year. Movies, television, everything. Because the pacing just is paced for the plot conveniences to happen. So everything is just paced for the convenience of these writers to do whatever they want to do. Even the flashbacks are conveniently paced. Like, just imagine if we had that WTF moment where we found out Teresa was the killer in, like, episode 1. You see what I mean? Like, it just right there. So, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, comment, tell me what you thought about Gotcha! And then subscribe to our channel for more reviews on Tell Me Your Secrets. Even though we really don't care about those secrets anymore. Goodbye, everybody. See you soon.